Hey guys, so today I am going to talk about Karl Jobst release new Unheard guilt trip audio of the Completionist. It's pretty bad, and I'm just going to play it for you right now. And then we're going to talk about what this can mean for the Completionist. This is basically him. Okay, let's play it and then we talk about it.
The last thing I want to do is ruin the legacy of my family, of my mom and her memory, especially because this is such a personal thing for the last 25 years of my life. Um, you know, I I'm not trying to be like, do you guys want money to help me hide this? It's not this is at all.
So, he actually, it's not like, do you guys want money to help me to hide this? It's not like this at all. Then why would this is basically a guilt trip. It's titled Guilt Trip.
I'm just asking from a humanity perspective of like, if I am the target of this, I have 20 mouths to feed. I have sponsors. I have a business. I'm trying.
This is emotional manipulation. I would definitely, if I were Karl, obviously he recorded all of this. It's crazy in my opinion. I got 20 mouths to feed. Yeah, I mean, the emotional manipulation this guy is crazy. It's beyond me. Then don't make this mistake.
Trying to make video games. I'm trying to get out of content creation so I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore and do better things in the world.
So he's trying to get out of content creation and specifically YouTube to do better things in the world, right? Which is obviously kind of crazy given that he is supposedly using YouTube. At least the image of him is using YouTube to raise donations to do great things in his mom's name, like dementia research, for example.
And I just know because of my track record of things like Cheap 4 exploding, me being friends with John Tron when he was a racist, I've been a part of pro Jared, like pulling one thread about the charity thing is going to upheave my entire life
So he's very well aware. John Tron, pro Jared, he is very well aware of what could happen to him, and he's basically begging and pleading, and I think he's even, subtly offered money to keep these guys quiet. It's kind of this weird thing where you offer but don't offer, right? It's not like I'm going to offer you this, wink, wink, but if you were to, be offered this, what would you do, right? You can jump in at any time to tell me you accept the offer, right? It's embarrassing.
Way that scares the living crap out of me. And I don't want to go home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there is a gigantic thing coming to claim my career, and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do.
So again, really emotional manipulation. Hey, it's not about me. It's about my 20 mouths I have to feed. It's about my team. It's about my core, right? It's about all the families I gotta help, right? He does not take responsibility at all. And once you hear this guilt trip, once you hear it in the context, you know that he is not. There's not adage. You're not afraid. You're not upset, or you're not. You got caught, right? You got caught. That's why you're making these videos. If you were never caught, you would never address the situation, and the money would sit there in a bank account. Now, the situation is far worse. During this time of the recording, his dad's golf tournament had yet not been bought into the mix, but it really is part of the mix, as Karl Jobst makes clear that yes, his accusation does include the golf tournament and the fact that the math is not working out even though there are clearly expenses.
I know this is shitty me to say this. I'm not trying to ask for sympathy or anything, but this kind of stuff, I've been following your guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Karl, the stuff that you've done, Mudo, with tons of content creators over the years. There's no nuance to this. People are going to see this, and they're going to immediately go, that Gerard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Fuck him. Let's get rid of him. And
So that was the clip. I'm sure there is far more that Karl Jobst released. Now, people say, is it legit? Yes, it is legit. It's been verified in the comments. People had originally questioned whether or not it was real. It is real, I can confirm. In all fairness to Karl and Muta, I'm reading the comments on the Reddit. They did originally go easy on Gerard, exposed just a little to get people talking, but kept the majority of what they knew back. That was the rope they had handed to him. He could have used it to pull himself out of the hole he dug by coming clean, donating the money, and admitting fault. Right? This is exactly why, like, if Gerard is aware that this audio exists, and probably far worse audio than this, let's be quite honest about this. This is very bad audio. Then why is he trying to sue them for slander? I mean, he's basically saying, hey, my career's over, guys. If you publish this video, I got mouths to feed, I got a company to run, don't publish this video. Oh, by the way, jump in here if you need some money, right? Yeah, Karl Jobst said he felt bad listening to this and really held back in the first two videos, deliberately giving him a more than fair chance to explain or make amends, which obviously was thrown back in his face. Yeah, Karl is responding to this because Gerard is making the narrative that he's being slandered and threatening lawsuit again. Wow, you can hear the despair in his voice. He knows he's effed and he's been caught. If he knew that, why didn't he just donate all the money, then apologize and try to rebuild after? It makes zero sense to double down on your bullshit after hearing this. He knew what the F would happen, yet he didn't do anything about it. He just made it worse. It drives me nuts. It's now obvious that Gerard is fraud. It's also obvious that he won't go down gently. He's going to fade into obscurity, kicking and screaming, fighting the fact that he has to face the consequences he so desperately wants to avoid. He literally begs Karl and Muta to not do this because of the consequences he'll face. Disgusting. And people were saying Muta and Karl were keeping the full call hidden from the public and provided only the bad parts of the conversation to make Gerard look bad. Now I see they actually been trying to help the dude from coming out to the public as a complete slimeball that he is. Despite this, he still goes and threatens lawsuit. What a joke. This just keeps getting better and funnier. Gerard is so done. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving cornerstone. I respect that Karl wasn't originally planning on releasing this and was going to give Gerard a chance to come clean on his terms. But yeah, the whole legal threat warrants putting this out there to hammer home to every attorney to not entertain the thought of a defamation case. Yeah, I just read this right now, but basically, defamation case is basically a no-go at this point in time. It's just not going to work, because everyone knows kind of what a scumbag this guy is. The begging and the pleading and the, I have 20 mouths to feed. And, when he's not using his dead mom as a shield, I guess he's using his employees. I assume 20 mouths to feed or his employees or his family, right? He was talking about, hey, I money to make it go away. This is really, really embarrassing for Gerard that this audio exists. In fact, that he knew the audio existed just leads me to believe that he's just a psychopath. This was never about charity. This was never about his dead mom. This is about a way to get ahead on YouTube. This is about a way to get views and subs and at the end of the day, look at what he's saying. Listen to the audio. So the audio is on yp.com. It's called Guilt Trip. There's also a Reddit in the Completionist 2 thread. It's just crazy. Chuck is sorry he closed the sub and cannot delete this. Laughing out. So they made a second sub called the Completionist 2 where they can't delete this. I'm not trying to be like, do you guys want money to help me hide this? This is exactly the type of thing someone would say trying to subtly suggest that he's willing to pay. Yeah, exactly, right? Why mention it unless you're willing to do this? This really is gross. You won't really hurt me. I'll be fine. I'll just do other stuff. But do you really want me to make everyone else lose their jobs and be responsible for that? Textbook manipulation. The last thing I want to do is ruin the legacy of my family, of my mom and her memory, especially because it is such a personal thing for the last 25 years of my life. You know, I'm not trying to be like, do you guys want money to help me hide this? It's not this at all. I'm just asking for a humanity perspective. Like, if I am a target of this, I have 20 mouths to feed. I have sponsors. I have a business. I'm trying to make video games. I'm trying to get out of content creation. So, again, now he's saying, "Oh, don't worry about me. Don't make that video. You don't have to worry about me. I'm leaving YouTube anyway. I'm trying to get out of content creation so I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore and do better things in the world." And I just know because of my track record of things like G4 exploding, me being friends with John Tron when he was a racist, you know, I've been part of Pro Jared, like pulling one thread of dirty things is going to upheave my entire life in a way that scares the living crap out of me. And I don't want to go home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there's a gigantic thing coming to claim my career, and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do. I know this is shitting me. This is shitting me to say this. I am not trying to ask for sympathy or anything, but this kind of stuff. I mean, I've been following you guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Karl, the stuff you've done, Muta, with tons of content creators over the years. Like, there's no nuance to this. People are going to see this, and they're going to immediately go, that Gerard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Fuck him. Let's get rid of him. And you can't defend this. I mean, it is... He literally tried to bribe them. OMG. OMG, Gerard is a completely manipulative, scamming, histrionic, personality disorder, pathetic blank. I always had the suspicion that the reason Gerard accepted the first voice call with Karl and Muta is because he really respected both of them for their aptitude and reputation and really wanted to appeal to them to defer or delay the video because he knew how effective they were. Wanted to appeal them to defer or delay the video, or judging by the new audio, he wanted to bribe them. Got it handed to Gerard, totally and utterly destroying his brand and channel is one way to get out of content creation. Kind of wild, desperate to throw former current friends under the bus for sympathy. Also, none of Gerard's defenders can question Karl or Muta's credibility when Gerard himself is glazing both of them up and down in this clip. Yeah, I mean, he's done. He's done, guys. I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, he's done. He's done. That audio clip, I'm going to screenshot some of the Reddit thread and so on so you guys can just Google, just type in, I mean, it's easy, guys. Just type in the title to the Reddit thing and give it a listen from the whole audio. It's the sound of a desperate man who knows he did wrong. And he knows his life is never going to be the same anymore. And Karl and Muta gave him every ability to redeem himself, as redeemable as he could be. And to really just say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I apologize. But instead, he made a response video where he was threatening to sue Karl and Muta for slander. And the response was very, very synced. It was, hey, you tried to bribe us. We didn't say yes. You tried to use emotional value. You tried to tug at our emotions. Didn't work. And here we are, right? Here we are. Guys.